Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Real quick, I just gotta make sure that the blackout mic is working. Desktop audio is also working. I think we should be good on that front. Hello Sonic Speedsters, hello Shark Lord. If only you knew about my problems today. Have I really read my... Have you really read my meme? Yes. Yes, I have. The one above? The car's extended warranty? If only you knew, though. If only you knew. So, today we're doing a little bit of a stream for shiny hunting. We're doing a little bit of a mukbang. Because, I had some troubles today. And I ended up not eating for 11 hours. So I am, like, starving right now. So I got, like, 2 McDonald's cheeseburgers and some fries and a Dr. Pepper that I'm going to be shoving down my face while doing this on occasion. To try and get myself fed while doing a stream. Hey, gents. Welcome, welcome. So, it all started this morning when I went down to Idaho Falls, or my, 25, 30 miles away, right? Went 25, 30 miles away just to get these 2 Eternatus cards from 2 respective GameStops down there. And it said they opened at 11, so I'm like, okay, cool. Didn't start streaming because I'm like, well, I'm going to have to leave in like 2 hours. Don't really want to worry about that. So, just going to eat some breakfast. It's like, 8 o'clock in the morning, eating breakfast, getting ready. And, finally I'm just like, screw it, it's 10:30. I'll head down. I'll make it right as they open. Well, I get down there. I guess I should say at 9:30. I head down there. 9:30. I'll get there at 10 when they open. Because I thought it was 10. And then, come to find out, Google says that they opened at 11. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, I can kill an hour in town here. So I go and start killing an hour. It's 11, so I go across town to the one that should be open at 11, only to find out that they haven't updated their hours on Google, and they actually open at 12. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That the mall one doesn't open until 11 because the mall has its own hours. Or, the mall doesn't open until noon because the mall has their hours. I go over to the GameStop that should open at 11, and it is also at noon, and they failed to update their hours, so I just blew 2 hours wasting time for nothing in town. Finally, they opened, grabbed my 2 cards, whatever. I'm like, you know what? I'm down here. I might as well work a little bit while I'm here. So I open up the Spark Driver app and start taking some orders for just delivering people's groceries and crap just to make some extra money. And plus, if I do that, I can write off the trip down to Idaho Falls, like a 60-mile round trip. I can write that off as I drove down to go to work and make money, which when you submit miles for drive time, you can count that. And GameStop's right next to Walmart, so I figured, hey, yeah, why not? It works. Let's just take some orders. It'll be fine. Well, somewhere in the middle of it, I decided, I'm going to see if I can get $100 in drive time orders today. So, my first order was like $39. It had 11 stops in it. Did that without a hitch. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that was good. That was good. Yeah, one more. We'll just do one more. And then that one was like $19. So I'm like, okay, cool. We're like at $50 right now. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Continue, and I'm like an hour into driving for them, so $50 in an hour is pretty darn good. And it went downhill from there because I just kept saying one more and one more and one more. It turned into I'll get something to eat after the next one. I'll stop and get something to eat after the next one. I can hold out a little bit longer. It's fine. So it's like 5:30, right? 5:30. And I pick up an express order from Walmart, so that means that the person wants it as soon as possible, like immediately. And I'm like, okay, cool, not a problem. From the Spark driver screen, you pick up the order, and then it says, here's the address where you want to go to drop off this order. I'm like, okay, hit navigate. And it asks, do you want to open it up in like iPhone Maps or Google Maps? And I'm like, well, Google Maps, because that's awesome. Google Maps never leads you astray. I don't know what the heck happened, guys. I have no idea. But somewhere between me hitting navigate and starting the route on Google Maps to tell me where I needed to go, a major glitch happened, and I wound up like 40 miles out in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like talking hill country. I'm 8 miles in on a dirt road, questioning my life decisions and wondering, how is it even possible that I got out here? Nobody lives out here. You would not be able to access this like 7 months out of the year. Nobody can possibly live up here. Finally get to where it took me, and it's a field. Nothing's there. Nothing at all. This was like a $22 run, so I didn't think anything of it. It was a couple items, one stop. So I'm like, okay, yeah, they live out in the middle of nowhere. I'm getting paid for the drive time, not the express part of the order, because I'm doing it quickly. So I, like, obviously I'm taken aback. I'm like, okay, well, it makes sense that nobody's out here, but why did the GPS take me out here? So I put it back in, I get to the Spark Driver app, and it's like, navigate to where I'm supposed to be. And it takes me in a 10-mile loop around some roads to get back to where I was. So, like, there's clearly something wrong with the app. And by this time, it's like 6:30, approaching 6:30. And finally, I hit get route one more time, and it takes me to the correct location finally. I get halfway to this new route, halfway to the destination I'm supposed to be going to, and I took too long. So the customer canceled the order, and I had to return it to the store. I still got paid for it, so like we're not having issues there, but I got halfway to where the customer was, the order gets canceled, and so I have to backtrack to the store to take it back. All in all, it put me getting home at about 7:45, so I stopped and grabbed some cheeseburgers and stuff on my way, and now we're eating dinner and streaming. So that's my story, and why it's super ironic that the first thing out of Sonic Speedster's mouth is, I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty, because I'm pretty sure I need that extended warranty now, because I went 16 miles round trip on a dirt road. My car's not happy. I cleaned it yesterday, and I'm not joking. I pristine cleaned it, and it felt great. Detailed it better than a detail shop would. And now it's all covered in dirt. My brakes have dirt in them and are squeaky and grindy when I turn the wheels. And yeah, just overall, not a good time. Made some decent money today. Not gonna complain about that. But this round trip into the middle of freaking nowhere, kind of a bummer. You were playing Pokemon Unite all day? Welcome. That sounds fun. Hey Shark Lord, we'll catch you later. Glad you can make it back after not being able to be here for a while. I am too, Jupiter. I am too. Welcome back. Yeah, we had a long tangent to start off the stream. Took 10 minutes to explain, but now I'm eating some cheeseburgers, so I'm sorry, I don't normally eat on stream. I'm gonna be super awkward about it, I'm sure. But, who knows, maybe I'll turn into a mukbanger after this. I don't know, so we'll see what happens in the long run. Maybe I'll just get a reputation for mukbanging, eating copious amounts of food, and shiny hunting Pokemon or some crap, you know? Yes, I talk with my mouth full, but I don't like do it obnoxiously and show everybody the food I'm eating. I mean, I wouldn't exactly call it a rough day. It was an eventful day. That's for sure. Like, I got my Exernius codes out of it, or I got my Eternatus codes out of the deal, so that's what counts. Like, it all turned into me just being greedy. Like, yeah, I'll just go down and get some Eternatus codes. While I'm down here, I'll just make it so that my travel time and stuff was paid, and I get tax deductions for driving down here to get these today. Yeah, that was not a good idea. Long story short, I spent like 7 hours driving, made $100. Pretty not bad in my book. It's like $15 an hour or something like that. Do I make more at my real job? Probably. Would I have gotten paid more per hour if I didn't take that last run? Absolutely. It would have been more like $19. Initially, I had a goal today to stream long enough to get 1,000 encounters done on this thing. Hey, JJ Santos. Yeah, we're still going. You pre-ordered Scarlet and Violet double pack and got your Eternatus code. That's awesome. That's what we like to hear. I managed to get 2 codes from my local GameStop, and I'll probably get 2 more tomorrow on my way home from work. We'll see what happens. But we'll see if we can at least get like 200 encounters done today. Under normal circumstances, I would be not streaming right now. I would have been ended by now, but I also thought I would have gotten home a lot earlier. So we're just postponing the stream, and we'll extend it. And try again tomorrow, I'm sure. Hey, GamerDog Pro, welcome back to the shiny hunting mukbang stream. I still don't got it. You gifted one of your friends a pre-order copy of Violet because he just got a Switch with Sword and Legends Arceus. Okay, that's awesome. His reaction was perfect. Hey, that makes it all the better. Occasionally you see F cubed pop into the stream every now and then. I really wanted to play Super Smash Brothers with him, so I had to team up with his wife one Christmas, and she got him a copy of the game Super Smash Brothers, and I gave him one of my Switches so that we could play. It was a good time. Much worth it. Unfortunately, we didn't play together as much as I would have hoped, but that's kind of my fault with streaming all the time. You can barely watch the stream because school just started? Ah, you're one of our Australian friends, eh? The amount of times I hear people say that they are in school while watching these streams just cracks me up. I feel like once every 3 streams somebody is in class watching a stream, and it's hilarious. It's like my teachers would have had a conniption fit. Like, I don't know how y'all be sneaking your phone out. Or getting away with headphones in the ears. Then again, headphone technology has come a long way since when I was in high school. Apple AirPods are nigh undetectable. Certain Raycon stuff, you can get headphones that look like nothing's even there. I mean, so it makes sense. Like, if you're not actually watching and just listening to it, yeah, that stands to reason. Fair. I mean, college is kind of one of those things, like, listen, I'm paying you to teach me. These guys are paying you to teach them. As long as I'm not interfering with their learning, what does it matter to you whether I'm paying attention or not, right? I mean, you're paying to be there. Grown adults can make grown adults' decisions. It is GamerDog Pro. It is the most encounters I've ever done to get a shiny. And it just keeps becoming the most. Every encounter just makes it that much more moster. I have an entire video dedicated to Breath of the Wild sequel comments. I think the Tears of the Kingdom are going to be the sages, and I think Zelda's dead. I think we're going to that spirit world-like area in the sky, not to find the Triforce, but I think in an age-long past, Ganon took out the sages so that the Master Sword would lose power, and I was already working on a video theory about this because in Breath of the Wild, I found it weird that the Master Sword had power that it could lose. So I can tie this in, and then the Master Sword broke, which has never happened before. And I can tie this in to the theory that I was already working on, but I think that Ganon killed the 7 sages. In Zelda, the reincarnation of the goddess Hylia, the leader of the 6 sages, the 7th sage herself, was the last one in Ganon's way. So I think we will have to go through different spirit world areas and collect the 7 sages. And those will be the tiers of the kingdom. It's a wild and out there theory right now, I know, but I feel it. I feel there's definitely a connection between 7 sages and the tiers or the swirls around that dragoness looking person. Why do I say this? Because there's no sages in Breath of the Wild. The Master Sword loses power, and the sage's job in Wind Waker, I know there's only 2, but the sage's job in Wind Waker was to pray to keep the power to repel evil in the Master Sword. The fact that it loses power and has to regenerate, to me says it's operating on Fi's power and Link's power alone, and that's why it has to recharge. Fi can only do so much by herself, because much like Ganon did in the Wind Waker, first thing he did when he got out of his prison was he went and killed the remaining sages to make sure that the Master Sword had no power. So what would he do in Breath of the Wild's timeline? The same thing. First thing he would do, kill the sages that probably imprisoned him and make sure it can never happen again. Hello, I suck at play. Welcome to the stream. We are having a shiny hunt mukbang ASMR style stream today, apparently, but the mukbang portion is almost done. You're watching the stream because you're absent today? How are you here and absent at the same time? That is quite the predicament to be in. My opinion on Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Remake? Well, I never played Crisis Core, So I'm excited to see the story that led to Final Fantasy, because from what I understand is it's how Cloud got infused with the Genova particles anyways, or whatever they're called. I can't even remember. It's been so long since I played Final Fantasy, I'm gonna be honest. Technically speaking, I've only played like the first 15 minutes of Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 1. And that was like 10 years after it came out, so like really it just looks terrible to me. I understand Final Fantasy is a great game series. I just never got into it. So I am excited for these games to be coming to the Switch so that I can dabble in them. I've heard 7 is like the best, followed by 8 and 15, I think, is what I've heard friends of mine who are fans say. But I was hoping for the HD remake on the Switch, but that's not happening. So I do have it back there, both 7 and 8 on Switch. I just need to find the time to play through a JRPG, because they do take a minute. Right? Crap, where'd that though? Yeah. Got Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII remastered. I wish 7 was remastered. That would be nice. I need to play it. So yes, I am excited and glad that more Final Fantasy games are coming to the Switch. I just haven't traditionally been a player of them. Yeet! Welcome. Yes, my stomach is now telling me I am full, so that's a good sign. I am super excited for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Like, you have no idea. I have a kid getting born around that time, so I have a perfectly valid reason to have 6 weeks off. Of course, it's not paid time off, but I do get the time off for FMLA. So I think I have enough time, or enough funds set aside to pay my wage to myself for the 6 weeks that I'll be off. Plus I can do some Spark Driver to kind of recoup some of my weekly pay and whatnot in half the time. So I think overall it's a win-win. I'm going to have a lot of time to just blow through the game. Like, my honest plan is to blow through the game and beat it in 2 days. Or a 1-day time frame if I can. And then pick it apart bit by bit. Just a normal rando with a rando A. Welcome. I got 2 Eternatus codes. Haha! And I'm thinking about using one in my game and doing another for a giveaway. I just don't know how to do that giveaway on my channel, since I am already, you know, just like giving non-code versions out for freeze. So you weren't able to get the 4th? Rip. That's unfortunate. Halt! Hello. I can't see your profile picture, but I see 2 green eyes staring out of the abyss at me. So it's either Ganondorf in Beast Ganon mode, or it is a cat in the dark. It's just a ghost. Hey, B-Dot, welcome, welcome. Brasscoin 100%. Wish my luck for finding shinies was 100%. Because we're finding crap recently. You wish, yeah, that sucks. I didn't know they closed too many GameStops. Didn't know that actually happened. But that sucks. Yeah, I wish my town had a GameStop. Truth be told, it should have one. There's no reason why it shouldn't. I mean, the nearest one's like 25, almost 30 miles away. Oh, apparently I'm getting into the bag. 100% no shiny, for real, for real. They gave you 3 in the same store? You lucky dog. My GameStop would only give me 1 each location. In the past, I've been able, like, the Deontay codes back on the X and Y platform, I was able to get, like, a bunch from the GameStops I went to. I got, like, 30 some odd codes at one time. Not at once, but over the course of the event, I would go in and get 3 or 4 at a time, and they're just like, oh yeah, here you go, have some. Oh, it was the same one. Yeah, I went in and was like, hey, can I get a couple of those Deontay codes? And I'm like, oh yeah, here. And they gave me 3 of them. I mean, it happens. They've become a lot more stingy with them. But I did that every other day for like a week. So eventually they just said, yeah, we can't give you any more. I worked at Walmart at that time, right next to the GameStop. So I just go in right after work and hit both locations on my way home. Yeah, they do that. Can I have some for my friends? No. You know, Rando, that would be a pretty good power to have, not gonna lie. I think that you can make a lot of money with that. I think having the power to see into the future by, like, a day would be nice. I definitely wouldn't use that power to buy and sell stocks. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see too far into the future and just, like, have that burden upon me, but knowing enough about the next day to make some sound decisions could be kind of nice. Never said I had to be a superhero with it, but if it was just a random ability that we had, I think that would be a good one. I agree, Yeet. Shaymin is not being nice. It's being quite the opposite of nice, actually. Oh, really? Yeah, gonna be honest, Rando. In my personal opinion, any girl, or guy for that matter, that is fixated on horoscopes probably isn't worth time dating. They're going to be a very bland individual. Yeah, I don't get star signs either. In my opinion, horoscopes are casting a large, vague net in the hopes that somebody will like personally identify with it and be like, that's so me, because of how I chose to interpret what that person is saying to apply to myself. Like, as far as horoscopes and star signs go, I'm an Aquarius, so they say. And statistically, I am 80% more likely to cheat because I am born in February. And I gotta say, finding and dealing with one girl was way more than enough than I could have asked for, so I have no interest in it at all. I don't get it. And that's what my horoscopes are supposed to say about Aquariuses and stuff. And I was like, I don't find that super accurate. Just saying. Yeah, right? Like making your entire birth month your entire personality. So dumb. Ads. Ads are the worst. But hey, we got like less than 3,000 encounters less before we find said shiny. And yes, they definitely could have made it better. They could have made a lot of things in this franchise better. They could have made the shiny odds better, that's for dang sure. Because this thing is horrendous. Like, I said it early on in a stream, in the stream series for this one. I'm pretty sure this is going to take 10,000. This is going to be my 10,000 encounter Pokemon. Maybe even 12. Who knows? We might go three full odds with this sucker. You never know. It could happen. You're calling it in the next 20? Bet. $71.98. Okay. And I tell you what, I won't even be mad if you're right. I could, but this is actually faster at the moment. So, resetting takes 45 seconds, running takes 30 seconds, give or take a few. But since I can soft reset 2 at a time as opposed to running for 30 1 at a time, this is technically faster for me. I am by no means skilled enough to control 2 switches to do the runaway method. Also, the runaway method just messes with my brain as far as encounters go. I don't know, I just find it more likely that I will encounter said Pokemon, soft resetting and hoping that I can hit the same frame every single time I boot up the game. And one of those times it should be shiny. Then staying on the same formula and running and running and running and hope that I find it. Not knowing what frames I'm at and such. F cubed? Definitely not. We haven't hit 10,000 encounters yet. It's impossible. But Yeet does think that I'm going to get it at 71.98, so we'll see. It could happen. But only if I remember to, like, actually use my increment counter. Eternabeam? Heck yeah. It knows Eternabeam. How are you, F cubed? Going down out of the screen for shame for a while. I don't know exactly what you mean by that. Weren't you going down out of the screen for Shaymin for a while? Oh, yeah. That was the runaway method. And I decided that wasn't the best method ever. I mean, it works. I've seen people do encounters, they do them quickly, and it works for them. Yeah, I was leaving the area. It's called the runaway method, which also does work. This one, doing 2 switches at the same time, is a little bit faster, however, and it looks cooler. If I could accurately control 2 switches, I would do the runaway method on both of them, potentially. But I was just explaining to Yeet that I feel statistically it's more probable that soft resetting's the way to go to find the shiny, though I do know people have had success running away and then re-encountering it. I should try 3. I don't have a 3rd capture card, else I might consider it. I also don't have a 3rd hand, but I am down for the challenge. I haven't been playing Splatoon that much. We'll check my posture, I guess. There we go. It's like, I don't know. Camera's weird. Looks like one shoulder's longer than the other, but I'm just like sitting at an angle to my camera. That was tripping me out for a minute. Someone played an entire League of Legends game controlling 5 characters. I can do 3 switches. Okay, but did they win the League of Legends game? This is a critical fact that was omitted from your statement, I feel like. Did they win? I don't know. You just work here? I don't know, man. I just work here. Splat would be cool. Finding the shiny would be even cooler, I think. But given that I could play Splat and have it be cool versus hunting for the shiny and have it might be cool, I mean, obviously Splatoon might be the way to go. I'm also pretty dead after today. I mean, hey, Yeet, I might consider doing that. I got an extra code. 20 bucks and it's somebody's. Nintendo will be known as the company that produces all of the farming simulators. Oh my goodness. Watching that Nintendo Direct, there was at least 6 games that incorporated farming of some kind. And it all looked like Farmville. You're selling yours for 30? Bold of you to assume that I'm not already selling them on eBay for $2 a pop. No, I'll probably do a code giveaway on the channel with my second one, maybe a third and fourth. I don't know. I do want to help out people in other regions that can't get them, and not just by way of the bots. Like, if I can give away some codes that people could use, why not? But at the same time, I also have a total of 16 possible save files I can redeem these codes on, so I'm really not worried about it. And I kind of want to redeem 2 of them and use the dump command to see if all of them are going to be the same Pokemon ID, or if they will have different Pokemon identifier numbers. Because they're all going to be the same level, they're all going to have the same moves, they're all going to have the same exact everything, because it's giving away a specific timid version of this Eternatus. So, like, I kind of want to know if the PIDs change at all. Realistically, they shouldn't, but at that point, they would be no more than clones, so kind of want to do some experimentation. TID will definitely match because they are the same trainer. Because it's not going to give them our trainer numbers. He was really mad he woke up early for the direct. Dude, we got a Zelda title. Your coworker needs to chill. Like, that's all that Nintendo Direct was for. People need to realize this. If there is a Zelda event in the Nintendo Direct, or a Pokemon event in the Nintendo Direct, that's all its purpose was. The rest of it is just fluff to make the Zelda and Pokemon stuff be the last thing that's talked about. Because, like, it wouldn't be a Nintendo Direct if they just said, hey, here's the title to the Zelda game. That's all we got for you today. That just wouldn't be fun for Nintendo. So they got to put all of this stupid crap in there as a way to make it worth their time to do the announcement for the rest of the stuff. But guys, I've been streaming for an hour. I've been up since 8, as many of you might have been also. I'm going to call it a night for tonight. We got through 100 encounters, so that's at least something. It's progressing us towards our goal of the Shiny Shaymin, but I'm going to start getting ready for bed. Yeah, it's probably going to be a good idea. I'll catch you guys in another stream. Potentially tomorrow, but it might be Tuesday. I'll let you guys know.